take 102. No, take two. Take 2 minutes. No, this is take 2. When you are watching this video, here's a test. What is something in this video that you see that may make you feel uncomfortable? What is a color that you see that we are conditioned that's to be fearful of, that's an emergency, that's danger, that's fire, that's an accident? It's my shirt. I did it deliberately in this video because we are conditioned to believe that if it's that color, there's got to be something wrong. If it's green, it's go. If it's red, it's stop. Okay? We grew up with this as kids. We grew up with this as adults. So how is that relating to this video? Get to my notes. How to become much more than what you think you are. How to become much more than what you believe your possibilities are. That's this video. I will preface that with what you think about, you will become. What you think about on a constant basis, day in and day out, you will become. It's not pie in the sky. It's reality. What you think about, you will become. Because what you think about mentally, your physical body will put you in that environment. Okay? So, how to become much more than what you think you are? First, what you think about, you will become. Pick anything. I don't care what it is. You want to be the best athlete. You want to be the best teacher. You want to be the best mother, the best father, best uncle, best sailor, best dressed. You want to find the best job. You want to land the best career. You want to get the best education. You want to get the best of everything for your life. You start with what you think about, you become. How to become much more than you believe you are starts with thinking about what you want in life. Put it in your mind. Sink it in your mind. Every single day, think about what you want in life. And I'm not saying, oh, I don't want to buy a car. I want to buy a house. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about those things later. In general terms, what is your passion? What do you want? What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20, 40 years from now? Where do you see yourself? You can put yourself on that path. Because what you think about, you become. Now, when you're at work, I'm going to ask you to use 2 different brains. 2 different brains. One brain is working on making the widgets or putting the cars together or doing digging a ditch or working or delivering something. You work at UPS or you work as a doctor. Whatever you do. If that's not what you want, go through the mechanics of it and do it. But in your mind, spend time in your mind. I don't mean daydream. I don't mean like being somewhere else and not there. You got to be there. You got to do your job. What I want you to do is from the time you get up, as you're driving to work, as you're driving home, or walking home, or as you're in the gym, or as you're at work, take little segments of time off from all the clutter and all the chatter and focus about what you want to become. How to become much more than you believe works if you start believing in yourself, in your ability to create a better life for yourself or improve your life or change your life or change your path. All that starts with a thought. Everything the human race, mankind, womankind, peoplekind, Einstein, the Wright brothers, God, you can go on and on and on, name people that invented things or created things or evolved into things or created more things. It was a thought. It was a little minute thought in their brain. A thought, well, I'm tired of riding a horse and there's got to be a way to... And next thing you know, we invented the engine, the steam engine and the electric engine and the combustible engine. Well, there's got to be a better way of travel than walking and riding a horse. Trains, we came with trains. There's so much time in a day, but when it gets dark, I can't see. Electricity was created, Thomas Edison. But all that, and so much more to come, is the thought. What you think about becomes your reality. It's not, I'm thinking in materialism, I'm going to materialize this out of thin air. It's none of that bullshit. But what it is when you put it in your brain. I do it as a songwriter when I was writing songs, and I'm going to kind of get back to it a little bit because I love writing songs. I can literally put a concept in my mind as a song. I want to write a love song or whatever. I want to write a certain kind of a song. I can put it in my mind when I'm laying in bed, and I can think about it. And so many times I will wake up and the whole song will flow out. Lyrics, music, melody, all that, boom. And I literally got to get out of bed and run and get to a piece of paper or something and write it down real quick or I'll lose it. And that's something else I want to tell you, that it's not a secret, but it's kind of a secret that I've discovered. And I think a lot of people know this, but people don't accept it. Right when you wake up in the morning, literally when you wake up in the morning, that there's a window there, maybe of about 3 minutes or 2 minutes, maybe less. That is your most creative time in your life, to tap into that miracle, that best design, that new invention, that new creation, finishing the book, writing a book, whatever the brain is doing at that point in time. When you wake up, it's open to that. It is open to that trail, that invitation to create, because your mind never stops. Your mind's creating all this all the time. You put that thought in your mind. What do you think about? You put that thought in your mind. You just keep putting that thought in your mind. And next thing you know, you say, oh, I want to write a great poem. And just kind of put in your mind, kind of get the little bits, like putting a recipe together for a cake or a pie. I keep hunching my shoulder. It's like making a dinner, a great dinner. Just put all that stuff in your brain. Just put it in there. 3-4 times a day, think about this. Think about, okay, I'm going to write a poem. This is a really good example. This is a good test you can do for yourself. I want to write a poem. I want to write a song. I want to write a really good love letter or note to somebody. And you sit down and you write, and you just can't do it. It's not coming out. It's not happening. All the clutter of the day is just on top of you and just taking away that ability from you. But when you wake up, first thing in the morning, if you thought about it prior evening and you put it in your mind, all of a sudden you'll get into flow. And that flow will happen. Next thing you know, you're writing like that. You're trying to get it all written down. You're trying to get the music, trying to get it. And sometimes you don't get it all. But what you do get is that gem, that little diamond in the rough, to go from that and build from that. What you think about, you become. What you think about, you create. How to become much more than you are. We should be much more than we are as individuals, as human beings. The reason we're not is we're in this box of chatter, of stress, of turmoil, of decisions, of human activities, motion all around us, things all around us, happenings all around us, family, uncles, aunts, work. The car broke down. I can't pay the electric bill. I can't pay the mortgage. All that suppresses our ability to be genius. We all have the ability to be genius and tap into that genius. How to become that is take some time each day, 2 or 3 times a day. It can be like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and put that in your mind. Say, I'm going to pick something out of the sky. I'm going to be, I can't think of it right now for you guys. I'm going to be, oh God, I'm going to be a great psychologist. You want to study psychology. You want to be a psychologist. You want to do that as a practice. You haven't started. You didn't go to school. You didn't look it up. You didn't even spend time online what school to go to or how you can get into school, where you got to start. And you got to start with, oh, do I need Pell Grants or student grants? All the bare bones. All the beginnings of that. Start thinking about it. Think about it every day. When you think on something enough, you will act upon it. I will repeat that. When you think on something enough, you will act upon it. A good example is an athlete on a high diving board. They have practiced over and over and over again to do the high dive and do all the backflips and everything they do to land perfectly in the water. But still, when they're standing on the edge of that platform and their toes are right on the edge, they are still have to think about the process. It can't be just walk out and go. Because their mind, their brain has to control their body to land properly in the water. Even though they've been training, and they are trained, and they've got this down, and they've done it a million times, they still will go because of doubt. Little bit of doubt. Still will go and walk to the end. You watch the Olympics, you see it all the time. They walk to the end of that diving board, and they sit there, and they pause. That pause is doubt. They've got to get rid of the doubt. And once they shed the doubt and they analyze their ability and to think about what their possibilities are and what they have done and what they can do, then they're ready and they go and they do it perfect. How to become much more than you think you are starts here. What you think about, you will become starts here. All the roadblocks, all the bridges, all the tunnels, all the non-eliminations, all the limitations, all these structures that we put around us, and put over us, and put on top of us are all self-induced. All of our restrictions are all self-induced by information that's come into us over many years. I will repeat that. Everything that we cannot do is put upon us by our environment. Everything we think we cannot do is put upon you by your environment. Also, everything you think you cannot do is accepted by you. Everything you think you can't do is accepted by you. Some speakers, they talk about the fear. It's all about fear, and that's a whole different ballgame. This is not about fear. This is about conditioned. This is about your mind, you conditioning your own mind that you cannot do what you want. You can do anything you want. But you have to start every day and believe that. What you think about, you will become. What you think about, you will become. I'm going to go over it and over it and over it. What you think about, you will become. I want to be a nudist. Poof. I'm a nudist. If I did that every day, and I thought to myself, I want to be a nudist. I want to live in a park with a nudist. If I did that enough, I'd be getting in my little car and I'd be trying to find a camp where I could do that. Because I put that in my brain. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong or indifferent or what you agree with or what I agree with. It's what your brain's telling you to do. How to become much more than what you think you are. We have the ability, human beings, well, I'm going to expand on that. All living organisms on this planet, including human beings, have the ability to do much more than we think we can do. We all have much more ability than what we think we can do. Can I heal myself? Yes, but I got to believe it. Can I heal you by putting my hand on you? Yes, but it won't happen until we believe it. It's got to be so embedded in your mind that your mind makes it happen for you. So we will start baby steps. How to become more than what you believe you are. Starts with belief. We're going to break that down. You can't become anything or achieve anything until you have a belief in that process. You cannot become anything until you convince your brain that you believe it. Religion, you know my stance on religion. Religion is a good example of that. When somebody believes so strongly in a religion, they've convinced themselves that it's a reality. When you're convinced it's a reality, you can make it happen. Anything. When you convince yourself it's a reality, you can make anything happen. I don't care what it is. Can I grow wings and fly out the window? Probably not. What you think about, you will become. So do this for me. My red shirt. You saw my red shirt. You thought, oh. You didn't think about it immediately. It's not a conscious thought. Like, oh, he's wearing a red shirt and danger. It's imprinted in us. It's instilled in us from the way we grow up, from our society, that red is danger. White is good, black is bad. It's not true, but that's how we were taught to believe. That black is evil and dark is evil. It all comes from biblical stuff. White is good. White is savior. White is help. White is life. White is like light. But it's just all stuff that's been put under our head. None of it's really true, unless you believe it. And that's another thing I want to share with you. What is your truth? Or what is truth? Is truth something you're taught? Or is truth something you feel? Or is truth something you realize? What is truth to you? Truth to me, and I will give this to you, is understanding yourself to the finite degree and accepting your own personal truth about how you think about things. When you accept your own personal truth, you're deep down, deep in your gut. You know, I've been doing this, but I'm not sure if I really believe it, or I've been trying this, I'm not sure if I really believe in myself. And when you get down, you cut all the crap out. Go down, dig down deep, and you can actually see how you reason about things. And you can understand the reasoning is it's either a learned response or an accepted response or an imposed response. Why are you responding certain ways to certain things? Well, whatever you do, what you believe, what you don't believe, is deep down in your core, your personal truth about yourself. When you understand yourself deep down on a personal level, then what you think about, you can become. I don't care what it is. What you think about, you can realize. You can become that. You can create that. You can discover that. You can unfold into that. Has nothing to do with fear. You know, there's motivation to go, oh, it's fear and it's pleasure and yeah, whatever. Fear is a natural thing. Fear is a natural thing to have in us. So we don't walk off a bridge or we don't burn our hands. All living things have fear. All organic things, cats, dogs, cows, horses, they'll fear things. It's instinctive. It's a normal thing to fear stuff. So fear is not holding you back. They say, well, fear holds you back. You need to conquer your fear and you need to walk on coals. Yeah, right, you do that. Throw your money away. It's not about fear. It's about truth, personal truth, about getting over things that have been put upon you. And you know, accept the fact that, yes, we do have fear on certain things, because I don't want you walking off a bridge or driving on the wrong way of the highway. It's not fear, it's logic. How to become much more than you think you are. Don't worry about conquering the fear. Don't worry about all that kind of stuff. Just focus. Just put in your mind what you want. And every day, 2 or 3 times a day, as much as you can, focus on it. You know? When I started a YouTube channel 3 years ago, and I have a little side job, I have, I've got my cell phone out, I'm still doing my job, but I'm focused. I'm checking my stats, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm doing comments. I am laser focused on my YouTube channel that it will blow up, and it will. I have no doubt. I don't know when, but you have to believe it. You've got to believe it. It's not about believing in yourself or getting rid of fear. It's about facing your own self-truth about you. Why do you think this way? Wipe it out. Get rid of it. Start. Here's a lesson. Start by laying in bed and you put a thought in your head. What you want to be, where you want to go, anything. If you want to buy a new car, if you want to have a better life, pinpoint it down to what you want. I used the songwriting analogy earlier. If you want to be a songwriter, write some stuff down before you go to bed. Put it in your mind. Put the concept in your mind. Oh, I want to build a fountain in the backyard. Visualize that in your mind. Put that in your mind. It's not visualization. We're not going there. It is training your mind. It is training your mind to get rid of the garbage and think about what you can become or what you can create or what you can do. When the Wright brothers decided they were going to fly, everybody said they were nuts. Thomas Edison was in his garage or whatever, blowing everything up. Everybody thought he was nuts. They weren't nuts. They weren't nuts. They had the ability to tap into the genius of the human mind and take it and put it in tangible form. They had the ability to take it. Okay, let's draw this out. What would an airplane look like? Well, there's a bird. May look like that. There's no helicopter birds. There's a bird. Maybe it's like that. So they started designing it. They didn't know anything about, geometry or mathematics. They didn't think that way. They just put a contraption together, went out and crashed it. But they believed it. And as they did it over and over and over again, their mind just built on it and built on it and built on it. Next you know, they're flying an airplane. Same with Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was amazing. He had the ability to think about something. Michelangelo had the ability to think about something. And the next day he would create it. He'd take his thoughts and put it into a creative thing. We all have this ability. You have this ability. How to become much more than what you think you are. How to become much more than what you think you are starts with a thought. One thought, like planting a seed. Plant the seed. As the seed grows, it will push out all of the negative stuff. All the stuff that's stuffed in your mind. You can't do this, you can't do that. You're not good enough. You're not wealthy enough. You don't live in the right geographic. All these knots. You're going to walk on coals. No. Just start. Put the seed. Here's the seed. Put the seed in your mind that you have the ability to do anything. Do that every night. Think about it every day. You have the ability to do anything. Because what you think about, you will become. Also, the environment that you're in, you will become. Think about that as well. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go. Happy New Year, by the way. Love you guys. Leave a comment. Goodbye now.